Hey, this is fLoE. You're listening to Boosh Fighter. Yeah. Nice.
Oh, it's unsalvageable.
Can't say that.
Well, you can.
Yeah, you might be able to.
We're trying. We got we got KI Cup here and a few other people.
Oh, dude, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
You're not coming down for that, are you?
No, unfortunately, I stopped playing KI during like mid-season 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't even know you played, but I saw an interview where you were talking about KI, and I was like, I guess he's a KI player.
Yeah, like in the beginning, I got like top every turn I answered, and then I stopped playing, and then.
See, so all right, so normally we start with like the origin story, but I mean, like, I'll just play off what you just said right there. I noticed a pattern in your just like in the history of me knowing about you as the player, like you seem to always be excelling in the beginning of every game that I see you play. And then after that, either like you'll lose interest or you'll just stop playing, or like like why
I get bored very easily. Yeah, one of the main reasons that like people think like I play a lot of characters and stuff in like Street Fighter 4 is because back in the day, like I would learn every character in a fighting game, and I continued that until like Street Fighter 4 pretty much, and then lost a little bit of my fighting game passion. So I love when a new game comes out and I'm like, oh, I want to go learn it, I want to go break it, and then I do a little breaking and then I'm like, okay, I'm kind of bored. What's new?
I got you. But why also do you think like you also excel like just in the beginning of a game's lifespan, like just Street Fighter 5? Like I saw you like you were top ranked really quick, like.
So basically, it just comes from, I've always played like my motto was, if the fighting game has competition, I'll play it. And I did that since I was very young. So now it's very easy for me to jump into a new game because I can easily be like, oh, this reminds me of this in Alpha 2. Oh, this reminds me of this strategy in KI. And I can just throw that in there. And because I've seen almost everything that a fighting game can throw at you, there's nothing really new to be like, oh, I don't know how to use this,
That's interesting because I along that vein, I saw in an interview you saying that you play a lot of games. Obviously, we all know that, but even like 3D fighters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I remember you saying that you thought that playing all those games can help sharpen your fundamentals in some way.
For sure. I think the more games you play, the easier it is for you to learn new games and apply the things that you learn easier, or the things that you see people do, rather than just copying them and not understand why you're doing them. It's much easier to understand why you're doing it.
Well, that makes sense. But kind of going back to like Abe said, we usually start at the origins. So what were you playing originally, like back in the day? Like I'm not even talking fighting games here, just gaming period. When you first kind of started out.
I mean, I got a Nintendo when I was 4. I played Street Fighter for the first time when I was 6. I entered my first tournament when I was 8. For a long time, I was very much, if it's not a fighting game, I don't care. Then I don't really know what changed everything, but now I pretty much play everything with my streams and everything. Streaming definitely opened up my eyes to a lot of different genres. But, I mean, I've always been a gamer ever since I was little. It's all I ever wanted to do. If I had the choice between video games and something else, it was going to be video games. And, yeah, it just went from there.
And I heard the story. I was watching one of your interviews, the Disney World story. So you were at Disney World, and you just were like, "Screw the park! I don't want to do that. I'm gonna go play video games instead."
Okay, so basically, it wasn't the park. I didn't say screw the park because no 6-year-old is gonna be like, "Fuck Disney World," you know? Like you want to see Mickey Mouse and shit. That's what you want to do. But we had like an off day, and we were like going to the pool in the hotel. And I was like, fuck the pool, I'm going to the arcade. And I went to the arcade, and that's the first time I saw Street Fighter 2. And they also had a Street Fighter 1 machine, but it had like big fucking weird buttons and shit, and I didn't fuck with that.
I had actually played Street Fighter 1 a long time ago, but it's
fucking terrible.
It is. But last year, I had played it with normal controllers. I didn't know like about these two funky ass buttons.
Yeah, it had a fucked up arcade machine. But even then, even with like a normal stick, like it's super hard to throw a fireball. Like it's not consistent at all.
Yeah. I've heard the stories of Justin Wong saying like he still can't do it.
It's really hard.
That's right. I remember we were talking to Ryan Hart, and he was talking about how impossible. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's crazy. And then, so you said the first tournament was at 8, which I also saw some info. So you entered a major without knowing that it was a major?
So what it was my first tournament. It was a local tournament to me.
Right.
And, I was like, oh, Street Fighter, I'd come every weekend and play this game. I want to enter this tournament. So I entered the tournament. Found out later, much later, that it was like this huge 256-man major. Like Watson ended up winning it. I didn't know who Watson was till 10 years later, And then, but the whole thing was I went there with my dad, and I had no idea what a tournament was. I didn't know what double elimination was, any of this stuff. I lost like second round, and I went to my dad and I cried, and we left. Because I didn't know what a loser's bracket. I didn't know what a loser's bracket was. I thought I was done.
Oh, wait, so you just took off? You just left the venue?
Yeah, I lost one. I was done. I thought that was GG.
Oh, man. That's crazy. No, I thought that was a really interesting story about you being at a tournament, like you said, with Watson, you didn't even know.
Yeah.
So the other thing I thought that was interesting was your nickname. Now, I wanted to get confirmation on this because I saw this little brief 2-minute video of some guy asking you where your nickname comes from, and you were like, I don't know. And I thought that was pretty funny. Is that legit? Like, you don't remember?
Kind of. Sorta. Kinda, sorta. It's the best I can do on that. Kinda, sorta. That's the best answer I can give for this one. Kinda, sorta.
All right. Right on.
Kinda, sorta.
Fair enough.
All right, so you mentioned earlier, and I'm kind of hopping around here just because of what's being said.
Fine.
I had an order, but it all went to shit. So. But you said, okay, that you played many games, and that's why you're good at many games. What do you think of the current climate that we're in right now? Like, it's being ushered in by Capcom Cup, but it started even before. Like, even like multi-game people like Taquito, like now he's just on SF4. Like almost everybody's a one gamer guy now.
Yeah. I miss the days of Taquito playing everything, Justin playing everything, me playing everything. But the fact of the matter is the competition levels are too high now to do that anymore. It's too hard. Like, you can't be top in everything. You can be good at everything, but you're not going to win everything. Not even Taquito can do it anymore. It's because the levels are just too high. Like, if you're a Street Fighter 4 player, you better only be playing Street Fighter 4. Like, that's your thing. Because back in the day, everyone was good, but they weren't great. And, being good was good enough. And now you have to be great to actually matter.
Do you think that's just a product of the scene growing?
I think it's a product of Street Fighter 4.
Okay.
I think it's a product of Street Fighter 4. I think it's a product of YouTube. I think it's a lot of things. The scene growing is definitely part of it. It's just the competition levels are so much better. Like back then, if you had this little trick that you had, it was your trick. There wasn't fucking 4,000 other people. There wasn't the desk at home going, oh, I have my TAS system. I'm going to find everything. I got frame perfect, blah, blah, blah. You know, like, if you had a trick, you could take that to nationals and you could get top 8 with it. That one little trick. Now, that trick is just, oh, okay, you got a trick. I got 10 other tricks. It doesn't matter because I've seen your trick on YouTube already.
Yeah. That's something we've talked about on the show for sure is like the growth of the amount of content that there's out there to watch, how it can be like a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
But I guess, I mean, so you kind of miss the old days when it was easier to play everything?
I wouldn't say I miss the old days because it's just very different. Like, there's pros and cons to each of them. I love the direction that everything's going. I love how we're actually finally getting big and stuff because maybe 15 years ago or so, when I first saw Halo at MLG, I was like, we're never going to have this. We're never going to have 64-man weeklies. Are you serious? This will never happen. And now it's like, we're definitely on track to get where I would like us to get.
So where would you like us to get?
I mean, the easiest thing to say would be to compare us to League of Legends, which is, the biggest thing that you can compare it to.
That's a big thing, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not even going to say it can't get there because I have been very surprised in the growth in the past 2 or 3 years. And, we're on our way. We're on our way.
So, like, in 3 years, we're going to see Daigo in Seoul Olympic Stadium?
I'd love to see that. I'd love to have real sponsorships. I would love to have Daigo wearing Nikes, like stuff like that.
Dude, that'd be dope. That'd be dope.
I would love that. Yeah.
And it's just him doing, like, short you-can.
Yep. It already works. See, it writes itself.
No, I was talking to somebody about it was a girl, obviously, and she was just like, I don't get the obsession with, like, watching the games. And I was like, it's different because you can go home and do that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, no matter how much I practice basketball, I'm not going to be as good as LeBron James. But I could go home and practice and get really good at Street Fighter. And I think, like, the drive, hopefully, that could, I don't know. We'll see. The esports thing, that's a big topic. We've talked about it a billion times.
Yeah.
But so along the lines of tournaments and big tournaments, you've had a lot of success. And honestly, I tried to find your resume online, like all the stuff you've done, but I know it's just too much stuff. And one of the questions I had personally, I don't know if this is on Abe's list here, but I want, out of all the stuff that you've done, top 8s, tournament wins, whatever, is there anything that stands out to you as one of your biggest accomplishments that you're most proud of?
I would say probably getting to Soul Calibur 2 Nationals was big. Getting to Tekken 4 Nationals was big. This is one of my best moments and my worst moment was getting third at EVO in Soul Calibur 2. Beating Tokido at EVO was a good one.
Wait, what game, if you don't mind me asking?
In Super. It was 2010, I think.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. The problem is a lot of my best moments come along with my worst moments right afterwards. So, yeah. Because I don't know if you've heard about the fLoE, but...
I was going to say, I want to thank you so much for giving us that segue. Like, that was so good.
Yeah.
But I know it was one that Abe had mentioned. I was like, should we talk to him about it? Should we not? But yeah, I mean, Abe, do you want to...
Well, I mean, like, I've heard you mention it here and there on certain interviews, but, yeah, like, what, is it like a pressure thing with you? Because I
don't know. I have no answer to this. Like, I don't know. Like, I can give a million answers. There's brain farts. I look at the screen and I look back and I see a million people. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? And then, like, there's times where in the middle of the game, like, I'll be completely focused thinking about this, and then something bad will happen, and I'll be like, oh my god, what happens if I lose this? Who's going to talk shit? And, like, just so much happens in my brain, like, that shouldn't be happening. And I have no answer why it happens. There's a million reasons, but it's going to happen. Okay, like, I've told people this a million times, that I can go up on that stage and you can either see the greatest player you've ever seen, or you can see the worst fucking person, like, ever. Like you're watching, I don't even know what you're fucking watching. You're watching the computer. It's terrible.
Okay, I've heard you mention with Mike Ross, like, in like first to fives, or like any type of casual setting, like, you're completely different versus everything you just described happens to you in tournament setting. No?
Pretty much, if there's anything for me to think about outside of the game, then there might be an issue. There's a possible issue.
I got you. So for a Street Fighter 5, then, like, will you just be like standing outside of tournaments and just like challenge?
No, I'll probably still play and disappoint everyone again. We'll probably go through this whole thing again, but who knows?
I got you. Real quick, someone in the chat wants you to get back to Bashi.
I mean, I finished Bashi. How am I supposed to get back to it?
I love that they said that you yourself did a top floats the other day.
Yeah, there was a night that stuff was happening, and I ended up doing some top 5 lists, and someone subbed saying that they'll sub if I do a top 5 float list, and unfortunately we did a top 5 float list.
But it's stuff like that makes you're like actually one of my more favorite streams to watch from
thank you.
The fighting game community, because like, like, I love all the dudes, man, but like, I feel like some of the better players, they aren't necessarily the most entertaining, even though they are better. If infiltration withstanding, because that dude's just a freak.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, you're always entertaining, like, every time, whether it's Bashi or everybody's loved Final Fantasy VII right now with the whole moment,
That was funny. Yeah,
it's been pretty good so far.
I didn't even watch it. I just saw the screenshot. That was hilarious.
Have you played that game before? Or?
So I played maybe when I was really young when it first came out. I played up until the point where Barrett fights his like friend or whatever. And you can only use Barrett for the part. And I had never played an RPG at that point, so like I didn't know about like multiple saves on this stuff. And I saved in a point where I was stuck in this little like back and forth spot that had no enemies, and I had never played my Barrett, so he was like level 2, and I could never get past that part, so I just gave up, and that was the end of my Final Fantasy.
Nice.
But now, unlike Marvel, you came back though, so
I did.
Wait, did you finish that playthrough? Is it over?
No, we're towards the end. People are telling me.
Yeah. And what that person in the chat was saying, not to play Bashi again, but more like Nightmare, like Mario levels. So I guess maybe like Mario Maker, just difficult games.
Yeah. I mean, we do that once in a while. It's just, I don't know. We've been on this Final Fantasy stuff, and it'll happen. I'm sure it'll happen. We played random shit in that stream.
So I didn't know that this was a thing. Honestly, I'm kind of new to this stuff. Abe's been into it a lot longer than me, and so I knew you from fighting games, period. And then Abe was like, "Nah, man, like he streams other stuff." So I was online and I saw some video. You're playing some Tetris game, and you just like lost your shit. I forgot what it was. It was so funny.
I think you're talking about. Yeah, I think you're talking about I Want to Be the Guy. Yeah. Are you talking about the Tetris stage?
Yes.
Yeah. That was
like
I Want to Be the Guy. Down.
Okay, see, so that's great. Another perfect segue, because I know Abe had that on the list he wanted to talk about. I guess that was something. And again, I wasn't privy to this. I didn't see this. But so what, you did a run through at Evo?
So basically right when Twitch started, when it changed from Justin TV to Twitch, I had just gotten into streaming, and I was streaming random stuff. I was streaming like Marvel 3, like vanilla and stuff. I was just learning streaming. And one day I was learning to use like my computer to stream rather than, my capture card and everything. And I was like, oh, what should we play? Let's play a game, blah, blah, blah. And I come along, I Want to Be the Guy. And I end up playing it, and it becomes a pretty successful stream. Like, we would have like 3,000 to 4,000 people at like 5 a.m. Jeez. And this was back when Twitch just started. So if you put those numbers in today, it would probably be like 20,000 people at like 5 a.m. so it got very popular. The stream got super popular. Then Wizard asked me if he could get Kayan. Kayan is the guy who made I Want to Be the Guy. If he could get Kayan to make a new version of the game for me to play at Evo. And I was like, sure, we can do that. And then he made the game for me to play, and then I played it at Evo.
Did you see that, Abe?
I did. I saw it live.
Was it great?
It was amazing.
Thank you.
So what's the deal? This game is just like super difficult? Is that's like the hook? It's just crazy.
It's not just difficult, it's trolly. Like, it's hard as fuck, but at the same time, even if you're godlike, the game's gonna fuck you in some way. Like, it'll find a way.
Yes, any time that game is like your first play, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, like there's no way that you could play the game for your first time and not die. Like, it's impossible.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I'll link you some stuff after it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I want to see that. I just saw that one clip of him just like going fucking crazy. Like, it was just like you're just lost. You're just like, what? I don't even. This is like, what happened?
Yeah, that game does not make sense a lot of times.
So the other thing, and we kind of, like Abe said, we're all over the place. But one of the things that you had, I saw you talked about, and that I wanted to ask about, period, was you play a lot of characters, and I'm talking mainly me about 4, how you played a bunch of characters, and then I saw that you said that about maximizing characters, that you like to find a lot of deep stuff, but only really with characters that you enjoy.
Right.
So I guess I was just curious, how do you, because I don't do that stuff. I play like the most basic characters I can, figure out like a basic game plan. How does that even go about? Are you just in the training room thinking like, I wonder if this could possibly work, or like, how do you even?
So, I'm like the last person that goes to training mode. I'm never in training mode. I don't know how to use record. I don't know how to do any of that shit. A lot of my stuff is not setup stuff. Like, it's kind of setup stuff, but it's not like, let me record the dummy to do this. It's more so, I have an idea, let me take it into a match and see how people react to it. Rather than, this is the way to do it, robotic, these are my options, this is what's going to happen. I would rather take it into a match and see it happen in real time and be like, oh, okay, that's a good counter. Oh, that's kind of bad, like that kind of stuff. And I would rather judge it inside a match than just make training room stuff.
And you figure out the combos in the same manner, or?
Combos would be training mode stuff, but that's just like, I'll look at something and, weigh if damage is more important than setups. Do I get better setups from this? Is this worth losing some damage? Stuff like that.
Okay. That's interesting.
But that stuff
training
comes
room
great.
guy. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That reminds me similar to, I guess, when Dominion started really popping off like a few years ago in SF4, and he was the same way. Like, and actually, I think it was more for Marvel, where he would always claim he ain't owned this game, but he just played it, just learned on the fly, because arcade days,
Yeah, when me and Justin were there was a time where Wednesday Night Fights was actually close to us, and they had like this $500 pop bonus every single week, and me and Justin won Marvel like maybe 8 or 9 weeks in a row, I think. And at that time, I had just moved to California. I didn't even have a console. Like, literally the only time I got to play was if I went to Justin's house or if it was at a tournament.
Damn.
I'm so glad you said, you're the best. I love you. I wish we could interview every time, because everything on my list, he just does a segue right into it. Like, I know it wasn't on your list, but it was on mine, Abe, was your relationship with Justin. I didn't know that you guys, I thought like, training partners, teammates, but you guys are actually like friends. And
oh yeah, we've been friends since we were like 14, 13.
That's crazy. And so, do you guys? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Are you So then, are you also from like the East Coast too, or no?
I'm from Chicago originally.
Okay. So did y'all just meet at like a tournament then, or?
We met at ECC 6, I think. The tournament that you've probably seen where he beat Ricky for the first time in Marvel 2. I think that's where we first met, and then we just basically back then, no one would get hotels. You would always stay at someone's house. And whenever we would travel, we would always end up staying at the same person's house. So we just became friends that way, I would say.
My bad, David. You could keep going.
No, not at all, dude. That was good stuff. I didn't want to get too personal, like ask him weird. So I'm glad you did.
You can ask whatever. I really don't care. You guys can ask whatever.
So I guess I meant I was thinking from a gameplay perspective. Are you guys? I mean, you guys are back and forth. I'm sure there's certain games that you're better than him at, certain games he's better than you at. But I mean, would you say, even though you guys are personal friends, outside of that, is he a good training partner? He keeps you sharp.
Honestly.
Oh shit.
So me and Justin lived together for like 3 years, I would say. We recently just moved, so we don't live together anymore. But during those 3 years, we hardly played. I don't think we played more than, I would say in 3 years, I would say we would not have played more than 200 games.
Wow.
I think that's fair to say.
Is that like intentional? You guys are just like, I don't want to play? Like,
no, I just wasn't playing a lot, and he doesn't play a lot. The only time that we would play a lot, really, is new games, because we're very good at getting good at games early, like you were talking about before. And the fact that we can both get really good really quickly means that all of a sudden we both have top players to play before people are like 2 months behind us. So that's good.
Did you say that's another contributing factor then, probably, to you getting as good as fast as you do?
I would say we probably both help each other out the same way and that kind of stuff. But I would still attribute it more to just playing everything my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So someone in the chat mentions the MK9 run.
Yeah, we had MK9, we had KI, we had MK10 for a little bit, we had early Marvel, we had early vanilla Street Fighter 4.
So
like,
is that your plan right now? It's like the first 2 months, just destroy 5? And then
I'll be watching that.
I mean, ideally, I would hope. We'll see.
And the one thing that I wanted to ask before we move on from the Justin thing, and I've been wanting to ask a couple people this, but you seem like the guy who would answer it.
Mm-hmm. So
you've known Justin for like years, right?
Yes.
And I watch like videos, and every video I watch that you're in, it's all the same people. It's like Mike Ross is there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That same kind of core group of people. And I always wondered, so to people like us that are in Texas, we watch streams every other weekend when there's majors going on. Mm-hmm. Is it kind of weird to you to see, and I know that you get it on some level too, but the kind of like pseudo celebrity status that like Justin has among like gamers, is that kind of strange?
No, because I mean, like, I guess because I'm kind of in the same thing. Like, we go out and people are like, "Hey, can I have your autograph? Hey, can I take a picture?"
Yeah,
stuff like that. So the first time it happened to me, I was like, "Whoa, what? Sure, what?" But like, I think now I'm kind of used to that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, like, I think it's just the nature of where everything is going, As things get bigger, there will be fans, and fans want pictures and autographs.
That's what's up. I just thought it was funny that, we see you guys placing top whatever at all these tournaments, and then I see you guys all sitting around like your Facebook pictures are literally like you like at a bar with them or like at a restaurant.
Right.
Those are just
because we're still real people. Like, we play games,
right.
We're still real people.
No, it's just funny to me that it's like you guys all hang out casually. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's not this spread out group of people. Like,
we don't just go back to our cocoons waiting for the next tournament. Nope.
But yeah, you did bring up 5.
Yeah.
Or Abe did. Did you have anything else before we get on to that, Abe?
No, if you want to get into 5 and Eximus thoughts, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, since, I'm sure you've had some time with it, and, like Abe said earlier, you're kind of one that breaks games open early. What are your impressions of the game so far, or, the direction they went with this one?
Okay, so I'm going to be real with you guys.
Do it.
Oh, shit.
So, the best way I can put this is, I'm very glad that Combo Fiend said this is not going to be the game at release. Because real talk, this game fucking sucks right now. It's really bad right now.
Oh,
it's really bad. And it will be better. I have faith in Combo Fiend. Because here's the thing. The game was good at different points. the game is good and then it's ruined. The game is good, then it's ruined because you're taking out the fun things. Like, it's not just broken things. It's legit stuff that makes a character fun. Like, there are things that make a character broken. Okay, those shouldn't be there. That's fine, whatever. But when you take out the things that make a character fun and then give them ways of being better in a boring manner, I don't like that direction. Because there's no one that just wants to play a character and complain all day. Be like, oh, my character sucks. I feel so weak. You want to feel strong. That's what everyone wants to do. They want to be like, oh my god, you see that shit? That was sick, right? If your character has nothing sick, you don't get those moments. You're not going to enjoy yourself. So when they take out all the, oh shit, that was sick moment type stuff, that's when I get upset. But it was there. That's the thing. At points, Ken had cool stuff. Ken had run stuff. Sharon had cool stuff. Vega had cool stuff. But then like, oh, nope, too cool. Gotta take it out. You having fun? We gotta take it out.
Dude, that's so funny. We have a guy here. He's probably our best local Street Fighter player who has the exact same thoughts on the game. He loved, I think it was the first build. He was a huge fan. And then
it was downhill as the roller coaster.
Yeah, he just yeah, exactly. He feels the same way, that they just take everything away that's cool.
Anything that you're enjoying will be taken out.
I mean, what do you think of the counter argument? People are saying they're taking it out to bring it back. I think that's stupid, but
I mean, I feel like that's what's going to happen because Combo Fiend said, oh, this is not the game that you're going to have it released. And the fact that the good stuff was there at a point, the easiest way for them to fix it is just bring it back.
Right.
Oh my gosh. So, I mean, isn't that similar? Well, maybe not similar because this time we had a beta and a little tease. But, I mean, isn't that then another X-Tekken patch situation?
It is, but only because we saw the beta first.
Yeah.
If we had no idea and the game just comes out, then it would be like, oh, okay, this is the game. Because they said they're not touching it for a year. So, we'll see, I guess.
Wait, they said they're not touching it for a year?
Yeah, they said no major changes for a year.
Oh, I expected like little fixes with every character, you know what I mean?
I hate that.
I'm not a fan of it either.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
I did. And yeah, I remember.
I like Mortal Kombat. I think it's a good game, but I can't keep up with all the fucking patches.
No, it's ridiculous. Like, oh, your character was good. No, it's terrible now. Next week, like you wake up to just a completely different character.
The week that they ruined Devora's main way of playing is when I quit. They took out they didn't take out, but they like nerfed her run cancels super hard, and I was done.
See, I'm upset because now they put Bo Raicho in the game, and I'm like, it's too late. I love that character, but it's like I don't want to fucking play it.
You were what is it? MK Deadly Alliance fan, I think. Is that
I'm a drinker, so.
Well, that works too. I'm fat, so
I was like, I was mad. I missed out on him. I was like, oh, a fat guy who like drinks, that's fucking awesome. But he wasn't in 10, so I was bummed out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, 5. Yeah, there seems to be a lot of. I don't know. The thing is, I haven't heard. Is there any big advocates out there for it? Like big pro players that are just saying this game's going to be amazing?
Tampa loves it.
Tampa loves it. That's right. Tampa did love it.
That's because Bison's ridiculous.
Oh, man.
Let me see. Chris is actually messaging right now. He said it's cool that he shares my opinion, but if he didn't, it wouldn't change my mind. I don't think the game is very good.
But Street Fighter V, though, what do you think of the fact that we did have a beta? Like I feel like it's just gonna be the weirdest release date because everybody kind of knows. I mean, who knows? It'll be dramatically different, maybe, because Combo Fiend said this is not the game. But we're kind of gonna know a lot already on day one, you know?
Yeah, I think it's a double-edged sword because while it's cool that we're like, hey, we get to play a beta, blah, 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 we get to complain at the same time. And everyone's like, oh, this game sucks, blah, blah, blah. But you have to remember, it's still a beta. Like, games are pretty bad at the beta point. I've seen some pretty bad betas. And honestly, it's just, you gotta have an open mind and just hope for the best.
So I wanted to ask, because you know what? I'm just like, he's channeling Chris so much right now that I'm just thinking of you like Chris, and I'm not asking you questions. What don't you like about the game?
It's not fun. There's, okay. So I would say there's two spectrums. There's one where you have the freedom to do whatever you want. You can make up things on the fly. You can invent. You can be creative. You can do all this stuff. And that's the Guilty Gear spectrum. You know, you have Roman cancels. You can cancel pretty much anything. You have movement options in every direction. You just have a lot of freedom. This game is, okay, so no more backdashes. You can't backdash. Okay. Tekken throws, you can only whiff tech throws. Okay. So now it's down to Tekken throws and hits. That's all we're doing. That's the basis of the game. Are you going to throw? Or are you going to walk back / neutral jump and hit me? That is going to be the heart and soul of the game. And while there are ways to set up these situations in a more fun manner, they take those out. And then they buff the things that increase like the board. So I'll give you an example. So Vega, right? He had standing fierce cancels, which were super fun. They weren't that good. They were okay. They were like decent, but it made him very fun, gave him a lot of interesting options, things to do. And you know, but that's not even what made him good. What made him good was his stand strong and his forward fierce and his V trigger, V skill, whatever. I can't fucking remember which one's which. So those are the things that made him good. His buttons are actually amazing. He has a command throw, blah, blah, blah. But standing fierce. Standing fierce just adds to it and just makes him a fun character, you know? So what do? They nerf standing fierce, which is the thing that was fun now that you can't use. And they buff forward fierce, which is an amazing half-screen poke that you can now cancel into V-trigger for like 60% damage. So now they're literally saying, okay, you were having fun doing cool rushdown stuff with staying fierce cancels. We don't like that. You're going to play lame. You have no options. Hold the shit. You know? And that's what they did.
Yeah, I mean... Okay, so do you think it's deliberate? Like, what do you think they're trying to do with stuff like that? I mean, are they...
Honestly, I have no idea.
You have no clue.
Like, the direction that a lot of this stuff has gone just makes no sense.
I mean, do you think... Because I think from what they're trying to say, this is to help beginners in some day. Do you think that any of this helps beginners? Any of these nerfs?
No. Like... It just makes the game even more basic. It's already a basic game at its heart, and then you're taking out the few things that made it interesting.
I don't know. That being said, we're still all gonna play it though, right? Because
everyone's gonna fucking play it. It's Street Fighter. Come on, the main game.
Oh man. So there's no chance of it.
It doesn't have Cross Tekken in its name, so it's
So there's no chance of it going back to 4 the same way, like you just mentioned, the same way we did with X Tekken?
No, because it's the way we progress. Like, Marvel 2 is a better game than Marvel 3. People play Marvel 3. Third Strike, there's a huge crowd for it, but it's still the underground game, and they will be the underground game. And it'll happen to 4 and 5 too. It's just, if there's a new number, we have to play it. If Cross Tekken was called Street Fighter Cross Tekken 5, that would be our main game right now. There's no choice.
It's the numbers.
So we don't do parallel changes. We do or lateral changes, I mean.
Yeah. So what do you think? I'm just trying to think. Oh, well, first of all, my first question is, I haven't seen you play 5. Maybe Abe has. Who are you even playing?
Everyone, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have your eye on anybody that you think is going to be a main, or are you just going to continue to play the whole cast?
So the second beta, I was 100% a Karen main, Karen Vega.
Yep.
Third beta, I was like, oh, Vega's my character, blah, 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 because they fucked Karen. And then towards the end of the first beta, or not the third beta, I tried Chun for the first time.
Oh, God.
And realized how perfect she is for my style.
Yeah.
She is like the perfect character for me. My 5-minute Chun was already better than my whatever hour Vega. And yeah, but like the character I'm most interested, like if you had to sit me down and be like, yo, what character are you going to main? I haven't played anything. I haven't done anything. I would have been like, oh, I want to try Fang. Fang looks super interesting to me. I want to try him. Yeah.
Fucking
but I have no idea about it.
Is Fang not just really a fusion of Faust and Johnny?
Kinda.
Just from the looks, I mean, aesthetically, not
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's super tall.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought was like, well, how did a Guilty Gear character sneak in here? But
Weighs him.
So I guess the reason that I'm like I keep pausing and thinking is like I'm wondering because we've had this discussion on the what's our normal Tuesday show where it's kind of just the local guys. What do you think could be done maybe by launch or in future iterations of the game? Even though I guess they said they're not doing Super Street Fighter V, whatever, with a patch or something that would make the game more interesting and more playable. You think?
Stop with the restrictions. There's so many restrictions that are like just like rules for no reason. Like the easiest one I can think of is like when I was learning Akali, I was like, oh, okay, his ground pound's kind of cool because the first thing I learned was, medium kick roundhouse, ground pound. Oh, that's cool target count, blah, blah. Can I cancel everything else in the ground pound? Low forward ground pound does work. Stand strong ground pound does work. Stand fierce ground pound does work. Oh, okay. I guess I can literally only do forward roundhouse ground pound. And just take out the restrictions. Like, the thing is with the game, how it is right now, it's like Capcom is telling you what to do and how to play these characters. There is no room for being creative and being like, oh, this is how they meant for it to play, but I'm going to play it like this. It's very limited on what it is right now. And that doesn't make for a fun game.
so MLK, right? Let my people go.
Pretty much.
And the last thing that I wanted to ask, I think I saw in an interview somewhere that you were a big Jury fan, and I was just wondering, are you looking forward to her?
Yeah, Alex and Jury are the characters I'm super excited for that I really want to play.
Right on.
How do you think they'll play? Like, because I'm sure
I have no fucking idea. This game is so weird. Have you fucking seen Ken's hair? Are you serious?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That seems to be the dividing thing among everyone. Some people love his design. Some people hate it. I fucking hate it.
He's sponsored by Under Armour, dude. Come on.
I fucking hate the tracksuit, the whole. Well, but you know what the thing is? Like I've said, I don't like Ken anyway. So whatever, dude. Like I'm glad they didn't ruin Ryu. Like that would have fucking pissed me off. But
they can't ruin Ryu. Like his big aesthetic change is he got some hair on his face.
He has an alternate beard. Yeah. And Geef, like I don't know. I wish they would have changed him, but whatever. Fat Geef would have been cool. I could have dealt with that.
All grapplers fat.
Yeah, fuck it, man. But yeah, I mean, I think that's as far as my list that I had. That's pretty much all I had. I don't know if you've had some more.
Yeah, I'm gonna go backwards now. So you mentioned Third Strike, and I was watching Cooperation Cup, and then I saw you were streaming it, so I kind of tuned in for you just to watch like your reactions and stuff. Mm-hmm. So what did you think of that overall tournament?
That's one of my favorite tournaments every year. That's like one tournament I have to watch. And it was just as good as always. I love that tournament.
Any highlight matches, or
anything that involved RX or KO or MOV?
Yeah, so you would stop playing FF, like, oh crap, or get angry if you missed something.
Yeah, because RX is like my favorite Third Strike player by far of all time. I can watch RX matches forever.
I'm not as familiar with Third Strike, even though I played it, but I played it very casually, not like 4. But do you know why? Like all the legends, I feel like are there for the most part, except for like the legend, like Kuroda. Do you know why he doesn't like enter these things, or?
He's always pretty much been a Third Strike only player. A lot of the people, like the legends and stuff, they're all multi-game players. Like Nuki, Daigo, Tokido, Sako. They all played everything.
Yeah,
they
but
weren't just Third Strike
players. You don't see Kuroda even at the cups anymore, is what I mean.
Oh, that's just because he's too good for the scrubs. Like they're not worthy to fight him. Like that's just what it goes to. Yeah. Like he is bored with them.
Oh, he banned himself. I got you.
Yeah, he is too good that he's just like, I'm not. No. Like he streaks on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th best players in Japan, with random select.
Yeah.
Like, there's no one that does that in any game ever.
Yeah, I've heard he has like DVDs of himself playing with every character.
Yeah, there's DVDs that you can buy that the arcade recorded. It's like I bought them actually a long time ago. I don't know where the fuck they are, but it's the set of like 2 or 3 hours of him playing every single character in the game, playing against top players and bodying them.
Someone told me, it's probably just a troll, but someone told me like, on the chat, Kuroda had a date with a porn star during co-op cop.
Nope, that's true.
That's true?
Yep.
That's true.
What the fuck is going on?
That shit is true.
Oh, man.
Well,
I guess he upgraded, man. I guess.
that's why he's not going.
Yeah, fuck Third Strike.
Oh, man, it's like that. Well, all right. So what were your thoughts on the cup that most of us here in America paid attention to, the Capcom Cup on December?
It was good. It was, yeah, I mean,
Done, right? Next
it was
question.
solid. It was who won? No, your Kazunoko won. Okay.
Yeah. That
it was
memorable.
cool. Like it kind of sucked that Kazunoko fucked up the storyline because Daigo's kind of supposed to win the end of Street Fighter 4, but you know it's cool. Not how the story was supposed to unravel.
During your
I
your
had
2-month
bet on
domination of
Infiltration.
5, are you gonna just destroy Kazunoko just for that, or for ruining the
Yeah.
legend? My bad, David.
Oh no, I was just saying that I had bet on Infiltration to win,
I mean, that's
Daigo
not a bad
beat him.
thing.
and then when Daigo beat him, even part of me was like, yeah, you know what, he's supposed to win. Like, let's
Yeah,
do
like
that.
it's
And then he
canon.
lost, and I was like, fuck, man. Like, I don't know. Props to Kazunoko, but that was kind of disappointing.
Nah, Kazunoko just owns his soul.
That's true. Right, they had said at Topanga he had owned him already before that, right?
He beat him 7-0 like the week before.
Yeah.
All right, and then so like we discussed your prior history and like in the floats as you call them.
Mhm.
What? So then, if you're not gonna do like tournaments, then what are your future goals like in fighting
Well,
games?
I mean, I still will play in tournaments, I think. I just hate traveling. That's the main reason that I don't go to tournaments anymore. I just hate traveling. You'll probably see more of me on a media standpoint, I guess.
Oh,
Like the show, like Pro Talk and stuff like that, I would say.
are you gonna be like his co-host? Because you're real good when you're on there.
We will see. We'll see.
That sounds like negotiations.
I love that answer.
But hope that works out for you. Cause like I think you and him like y'all got good chemistry. So
Yeah, I think it's been going pretty well lately.
here's an old school question. I mean I don't even. Since you said we could ask anything.
Sure.
Can you tell us like a good EMP story?
Oh, God.
Shit.
You said anything.
took it
We don't
there.
need that.
Oh,
We don't have to do that, but I mean, you said
No, fuck,
anything.
I'll do it. Let's think. A good EMP story. Have you heard the chicken story?
No, let's do
Oh
it.
man, I was just about to say I don't think he'll top Tampa, but just that title.
We can do the chicken story.
Let's do the chicken story.
Okay, so what do you know about EMP? I need to know what your background is on them.
I know there's a man called Triforce.
Okay,
He
what do you know
united-
about this?
He united. What do I know about Triforce? Only what I've seen of him on the On Blast show a lot. Like,
Okay, so that's enough, I would say.
it's like what is the presidential speech coming up? The address. It's like every Tuesday used to be the Triforce address of EMP.
Yeah, so basically, the best thing you can relate the arc to. Do you know what the arc is?
Yeah. Where I used to
The
stay. and
arc
play.
is Empire Home, basically.
Yeah.
The best thing you can relate the arc to is one step above a homeless shelter. So basically, one night, I was in town for a tournament. I don't remember what it was. Me, Justin, and Henry-san are driving to the arc, and we're like, "Hey, we should do something nice. Let's go pick up a box of chicken from KFC, like a bucket, you know." We'll bring them a bucket of chicken because we're nice. And so we go get them a bucket of chicken, right? And don't take this however way you want to take it. I know what you fucking guys are thinking. Fucking chat. Fucking everyone's thinking, oh, chicken. Why are you bringing them chicken? You fucking know why we're bringing them chicken. So we got the bucket of chicken. And, we're driving to the Ark. And Justin's in the back seat with the chicken. And we somehow hit a speed bump or something. And Justin drops the bucket of chicken on the floor.
Oh, no.
Justin then proceeds to pick up all the chicken, put it back in the bucket, and remember which bucket is which, because there are 2 buckets of chicken. There is now one tainted bucket and one safe bucket. We get to the Ark. We go, hey guys, we brought you some chicken. Can you guess which bucket they got? They definitely got the floor bucket. Stanford and Triforce were never happier.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Oh, but real quick, so someone from the chat said something about a Justin Milk story.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that story.
Okay.
Fair enough.
We found the line.
There's a lion.
I got you. All right. I think that honestly that chicken story might be it. So unless
that's how you wrap it up right there.
Yeah, unless there's a last question here from the chat, that might be it. So is there anything you wanted to plug or?
Just follow on Twitter, follow on Twitch, follow on YouTube, blah blah. fLoE and everywhere that's not Twitch. Twitch is just Flo.
Got you. And here I do 2 quick questions from the chat. If you got time, is fLoE going to stream later? That's an easy one.
Probably right after this.
Okay, right after this. So we'll quickly get off so you can enjoy a real stream. And then think Capcom would allow at least 2 frame link combos in 5.
No. They like the simple stuff. No, I don't have a problem with simple stuff. It's just don't take out the fun stuff.
Okay. All right. And that's it. So thanks again for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks so much. And thanks for the viewers that came on. I think we had like 25. I'm pretty sure that was all you.
Yeah. You carrying us like LeBron, you know?
Yeah. You guys should follow us because we interview other people. But, no, thanks, man. I really appreciate it for being so accommodating. And sorry it took us a little while to get started.
Oh, that's fine.
All right. Thanks, man. Have a good one.
Yep, you too. Later.
Yep.